All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. And today we're getting into something I think a lot of people are interested in,
Hmm.
and that is farm-to-table cooking.
Ooh, yes.
Now, you don't have to live on a farm to really enjoy this.
Exactly.
A lot of us are interested in where our food comes from.
Yeah. And it's become more than just a trend, hasn't it?
Right.
It's really like a whole
Yeah,
philosophy. I think
it is.
people are thinking about their health and the
Yes.
environment and
Yeah. Sustainable living.
sustainable living. Exactly.
That's really at the forefront, I think, of a lot of people's minds.
Yeah.
And, I was surprised by the source that we're going to be diving into today.
Oh, really?
We've got a podcast called Farm Chat,
Okay.
and the host's name is David, and he is all about farm life cooking.
Uh-huh.
And get this, he does it all from an RV.
Really?
So it's like a mobile farm-to-table
Wow.
situation going on.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and it's pretty fascinating.
It is.
So let's jump in and see what David has to teach us about how to bring the farm-to-table concept into our own lives.
Absolutely.
All right, so David kind of lays out this like how-to guide for farm-to-table cooking.
Mm.
And, a lot of us don't have 81 acres like he does,
Right.
to have big farm,
I certainly don't.
right? And most of us probably don't even have a backyard.
Yeah.
So, but David, he talks about things like, going to farmers markets,
Right.
growing herbs in small spaces,
That's nice.
even just, supporting your local produce stands.
Exactly.
No matter where you are, you could still kind of embrace this idea.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point. You don't have to have a huge farm
Yeah.
or even any land to be able to sort of enjoy
Right.
the fruits of your labor.
Yeah. And one of the things he talks about, which I thought was so fascinating,
Oh, yeah.
is that you can actually grow food in your RV.
In your RV.
Like he has tips on how to have fresh herbs
Oh, that's fantastic.
growing while you're on a road trip.
What a great idea.
I mean, how cool is that?
That is really cool.
Talk about taking it with you wherever you go.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
I love that.
So, okay. So first he talks about sourcing ingredients, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's all about, going to those farmers markets
Right.
and actually talking to the farmers. And I love this because he talks about
Oh, yeah.
how you can get all these insider tips and tricks
Yeah.
from the people who actually grow the food.
Right.
Like he gave this example of
Uh-huh.
how to tell if a melon is ripe just by the sound that it makes
Oh, wow.
when you tap on it.
I did not know that you
Oh.
learn something new every day.
It's amazing. And, I love that idea of
Yeah.
building that relationship,
Exactly.
with the people who are growing your food.
Yeah, it's about the connection.
It is.
It's not just
Like,
going to the grocery store and just grabbing something off the shelf.
It's like a community too.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
building a community.
Exactly.
So yeah, he talks about going to those markets, chatting with the farmers,
Yep.
getting to know your food.
Right.
And then he even takes it a step further. He actually talks about raising chickens for fresh eggs,
Oh, wow.
like in his RV setup.
That's commitment.
It is.
I admire his dedication.
It's pretty amazing. So,
So-
okay, so we've got the ingredients now.
Yeah.
He's got some recipes that he shares in the
Right.
podcast. And I know you've mentioned before,
Mm-hmm.
time is a factor.
Yes.
For you.
Always.
So one of his recipes is called the Farm Fresh Salad.
Okay.
And it takes 5 minutes to put
Well,
together.
5 minutes. That I can do.
Right.
I could definitely fit that in.
So you could totally do that even on a busy night.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's also got a recipe called the Ranch Style Scramble.
Okay.
And what I love about this one is it's super flexible. So you can use
sure.
whatever vegetables you have on hand.
Yeah.
So, if you're working with seasonal ingredients, you can kind of adapt it to whatever you've got.
Exactly. That's what I need.
And then the last recipe, which, oh my gosh,
What is it?
no need farmhouse bread.
Oh, my goodness.
He talks about how his whole RV smells amazing
Oh, I bet.
while this bread is baking. I could
Mhm.
just imagine
Right.
how good that is. And, imagine your own kitchen
I know.
smelling like that.
Just like heaven.
I know, it's just like the ultimate comfort food.
Absolutely.
So what I really like about all of his recipes is that they're not super complicated.
Right.
They're really approachable, even for someone who's maybe
Yeah.
not a super experienced cook.
Exactly. And that's encouraging. Sometimes those farmer table recipes can look a little intimidating,
Right.
but he's really broken it down.
Yeah, he makes it very simple.
Yeah.
Which one would you try first?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know.
I think I'd go for the bread.
The bread.
The bread.
That smell?
The smell of fresh bread is just irresistible.
I know. I can't resist that.
I'd have to try that one first.
So at the end of the episode, he actually encourages his listeners to
Oh, yeah.
share their cooking adventures online.
Oh, fun.
Like document their farm-to-table journey.
Okay.
And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe not while you're driving the RV, though.
Right. Safety first.
Safety first, exactly.
But I love that idea of sharing,
Yeah.
And I think it kind of speaks to that idea of community again, doesn't it?
It does.
We were talking about that earlier. And it can inspire other people to try it too. And, even if you just take little steps towards a more farm-to-table lifestyle, I think it can have a ripple effect.
Yeah.
It contributes to sustainability. It contributes to a sense of well-being in your community.
Absolutely.
So it's really cool to think about the impact that these individual choices can have.
It really is. I'm inspired.
Me too.
So what about you? What resonated with you the most from this deep dive?
I think it's the reminder that farm to table isn't just about the food. It's about the connections.
Yes.
It's about connecting with the people who grow our food. It's about connecting with our communities, and it's about connecting with ourselves and making choices that are good for our health and the planet.
And it doesn't have to be complicated.
No, it doesn't.
It can be as simple as like swapping out a few ingredients.
Yeah.
In your favorite recipes, or just being a little more mindful
Exactly.
about where your food is coming from.
Yeah, and I think that's something we can all do.
Absolutely.
No matter where we live.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on this delicious deep dive into the world of farm-to-table cooking.
It was my pleasure.
I don't know about you, but I'm definitely feeling inspired to head to my local farmer's market this weekend.
Me too. And I might even try growing some herbs in my apartment.
Ah, love that.
We'll see how it goes.
All right, until next time.